I will start with 3 questions and 3 answers. Number 1 question, Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, what is a yogi expected to be aware of when standing? When standing, just note continuously, standing. If it becomes monotonous because it is a single object, then a prominent touch point should be added to it, noting, standing, touching, standing, touching. From the book named The Discourse on Maluja Buddha Sutta by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. According to this instruction of the Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, in how many ways can you note when standing? How many ways? 2. Number 1.
Standing.
Number 2.
Standing, touching.
Standing, touching. Okay. Number 2 question. Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, what is a yogi expected to be aware of when sitting or lying down? When sitting, just note sitting continuously. If it is boring and monotonous, since it is a single object, then a prominent touch point should be adapted to it, noting, sitting, touching, or you can note rising and falling of the abdomen instead, focusing on the sensation of the air element characterized by stiffness, movement, similarly with lying down. This is from the book named The Discourse on Maluja Buddha Sutta by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. According to this instruction of the Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, when sitting, in how many ways can you note? 2 or 3. Please listen carefully. Mahasi Sayadaw's answer or instruction, I will read again. When sitting, just note sitting continuously. If it is boring or monotonous, since it is a single object, then a prominent touch point should be adapted to it, noting, sitting, touching, or you can note rising and falling of the abdomen instead, focusing on the sensation of the air element characterized by stiffness, movement. In how many ways?
3.
3.
Somebody say 4.
Number 1.
Sitting, sit.
Number 2.
Sitting, touching.
Number 3. Number 3, which one?
Somebody say air element, somebody say rising and falling.
I will read again. When sitting, just note sitting, sitting continuously. If it is boring and monotonous, since it is a single object, then a prominent touch point should be attached to it, noting, sitting, touching, sitting, touching. Or you can note rising and falling of the abdomen instead. Number 3, way. What? Number 3, way?
Rising and falling of the abdomen.
When lying down, in how many ways can you note?
Same.
Huh?
3, the
3.
same. Yeah.
3. Okay. Similarly with lying down. Similarly with lying down, Mahasi Shadow said. According to this instruction, we can know number 1 way, lying down. Number 2 way,
Lying, touching.
number 3 way.
Rising and falling.
Okay, we will continue. Number 3 question. Venerable Mahasi Shadow, what should a yogi do if or when he or she finds the observation of rising, falling too easy, or a gap is noticeable between them? A yogi adding sitting posture to the rising and falling should note 3 objects: rising, falling, sitting. Rising, falling, sitting. He or she must be aware of sitting in the same manner as rising, falling. Even then, if a gap is found in between, note 4 objects by adding a prominent touch point to it. Rising, falling, sitting, touching. When lying down, note in a similar way. Rising, falling, lying, touching. Or rising, lying, falling, lying. This is from the book named How to Practice Vipassana by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. According to this instruction of the Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, when sitting, in how many ways can you note?
4.
Number one, rising, falling. Number two,
Sitting.
number two,
Sitting.
number three,
Rising, falling, sitting, touching.
how many ways?
4.
A yogi adding the sitting posture to the rising and falling should note 3 objects: rising, falling, sitting. Rising, falling, sitting. He or she must be aware of sitting in the same manner as rising, falling. Even then, if a gap is found in between, note 4 objects by adding a prominent touch point to it: rising, falling, sitting, touching. How many ways? According to this instruction, only 2 ways. Number 1, 3 objects. What are 3 objects? Number 2, how many objects? What are they? Okay, according to this instruction, in 2 ways you can note in sitting. In lying down, in how many ways can you note? When lying down, note in a similar way: rising, falling, lying, touching. Or rising, lying, falling, lying. How many ways? Shall we continue?
Okay.
Last night Dhamma taught. Some people contemplate phenomena by shape or form as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster. But shape is conceptual phenomenon manifested based on color and formations, but not an ultimate phenomenon, any of mental or physical phenomena. So, for example, how can it be possible for you to observe sound, smell, or taste in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? Can you observe sound in shape as minute particle appearing cluster by cluster.
No.
Can you observe the smell in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? Can you observe the taste in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? Even if material objects may lend themselves to such observation, the same cannot be said of mind in its mental factors such as passion, aversion, and so on. Can you observe the mind in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? Can you observe mental factors in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? Can you observe?
No.
Can you observe passion in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? Passion also. Can you observe aversion in shape as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster? For example, when there arises passion or aversion in you, it is possible for you to observe it as minute particles appearing cluster by cluster. In reality, we can only discern psychophysical phenomena in terms of their characteristics, functions, or manifestations. This is what the Pali text says, but not what I say. In how many ways can you discern psychophysical phenomena? In reality, we can only discern psychophysical phenomena in terms of their characteristics, functions, or manifestations. How many ways?
3.
Number 1.
Characteristics.
Number 2.
Function.
Number 3.
Manifestation.
Can you know psychophysical phenomena in these 3 ways at the same time? Can you discern?
Yes.
In 3 ways at the same time? No. Okay. Exact, complete answer you can get if you listen the following instruction of Mahasi Sayadaw. Please listen the following instructions also carefully. The path of purification, Visuddhimagga says as follows: Lakkhana rasadi vasena parikahitava. They should be grasped or comprehended in terms of characteristics, functions, etc. In this passage, etc. adi refers to the manifestation Pachupatthana. A reference to the path of purification, Visuddhimagga, may sound very scholarly, so let me refer to the manual of Abhidhamma Sangha, which is very familiar to every monk, even to young novices, because the monastic education requires them all to learn it by heart in Myanmar. Below is a passage from that manual: Lakkhana rasa Pachupatthana Padathana vasena Nama Rupa Prigaho Deiti Visuddhi Nama. Purification of view means to discern mind and body in terms of their characteristic, function, manifestation, and approximate cause. A knowledgeable gentleman from Sagai City once told me, "Sir, I have found the passage from Abhidhamma manual is very comprehensive. That reads, purification of view means to discern mind and body in terms of their characteristic, function, and manifestation, and approximate cause." Because of failure to notice this passage, some Vipassana teachers are likely to teach their yogis to contemplate minute particles appearing cluster by cluster. Indeed, when we observe mind and body, we are expected to discern them in terms of their characteristics, functions, or manifestations, but not by name, form, or shape. So, if you ask me what you are expected to discern in the rising and falling of the abdomen, my answer would be the air element. Then, what do discern in the air element? Its characteristic, function, or manifestation. Regarding its characteristic, I have composed a verse for you. Pressure, tight, or looseness is characteristic. When you are noting the rising and falling of the abdomen, if you know pressure, what are you knowing? Characteristic or function or manifestation. When you note rising and falling of the abdomen, if you know tightness, what are you knowing? Characteristic or function or manifestation of an element. When you know rising falling of the abdomen, if you know looseness, what are you knowing? Characteristic of function or manifestation. What are characteristic of an element? As mentioned above, the characteristic of the air element is pressure, tightness, or looseness. In this regard, the commentary says as follows: Vaitambana Lakkhana Vayo Dhatu. Pressure is the characteristic of an element. In daily life, people describe it as tightness or looseness rather than as pressure. Pressure, Vaitambana, is sometimes used in the sense of supporting, like supporting a building to protect it from falling down. Word, now for your empirical knowledge, let's try one thing. Please stretch out your arm and hold it for some time. And focus your mind on it. Okay, now, what do you experience? You will experience tightness or stiffness, right? That is was literally described as pressure Vaitambana. Now you are sitting with your waist straightened up. If you observe it, you can experience tightness around the waist, which is pressure in a technical term. And then pressure itself, when it decreases in degree, is described as looseness. Suppose, for example, 3 ropes are stretched tight, side by side. Then any of them can be considered tight, moderately tight, or loose in comparison with the other two. So, depending on the degree of pressure, vitamana, you can describe the pressure as tightness or looseness. Such pressure is the characteristic of the air element as set in the verse mentioned earlier. The time is up now for today.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.